What a stunning opening. That was surprisingly much like a movie, like a real movie, right? Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I'm going to be looking at a video from an artist that I wasn't really familiar with before, Dimash. So Dimash was recommended to me by numerous of my viewers, and this person's been doing incredibly well. I think he was on one of these talent shows, and apparently his vocal register is really crazy, and the videos are supposed to be really beautiful too. So I'm actually going into this fairly fresh. Like I don't know much, so I'm sure I'm going to get another education in the comments. I'm really excited to learn more about this artist and to listen to Dimash for the first time. And yeah, let's dive into this. I hope it's gonna be just like my experience with Ren, where it was just really incredible to get to know this new artist and to engage with all his fans. And it's been really enlightening, and I'm starting to go into corners of music that I'm not really familiar with and haven't really spent too much time either. So in case you're new here, which is probably going to be a lot of new people, my name is Manon. I am a filmmaker. I'm a writer director, and I have directed a number of short films. I am working on my first feature film, which is a psychological thriller, and also I'm working on a graphic novel series and a whole bunch of other stuff, as well as here on the channel, I talk about my two favorite things, which is music and filmmaking. So, and also specifically about why they make such a beautiful package together. Anyway, without further ado, let's look at When I've Got You by Dimash. What a stunning opening. I want to just pause it there with the title. But that was surprisingly much like a movie, like a real movie, right? Getting a very film noir, Alfred Hitchcock type of vibe. The shots are just stunning. Love this. Everything's fairly cool tone, and then we have this really bright red umbrella. Also, the opening gave me a very strong Wong Kar-wai vibe for some reason. I'm not sure why. It's just really beautiful looking, very cinematic, very cinematic. Just this sequence of shots, and especially here the car arriving, and then the woman stepping out of, the close up of the rolls, and then her getting out of the car, then this umbrella, this beautiful top shot. Excellent stuff, just really beautiful, and I love the blocking as well. It's just, this is made by people who love movies, clearly, and or have experience with narrative film. That's also possible. I don't know who the director is. I saw the name, but I'm not familiar with them, so I don't know who it is. But the grading here also just really beautiful color grading. So it's just very beautiful, and I'm really excited where this is gonna go. So they're heading into this beautiful mansion now. I'm sorry to pause it again, but that's is really reminding me of the music video for Michael Jackson's Ghost. Maybe it was also the eyes of he was wearing the white contacts, and I don't remember if they actually have that in Ghost too, but it's giving me a little bit of a Michael Jackson thriller ghost vibe. That's fun.
Making my way down south to the river, been lost for days, 'cause I'm looking for freedom. There's nothing but chains around me, but I won't be broken, 'cause I'm gonna fight this time, fight every moment. Not gonna lie, it hurts this time, 'cause I am feeling alone on this side. Not gonna lie, I come back to life when I've got you. You are my gateway to heaven. I haven't known in my life, my love. Oh, my baby, you are the best thing.
Stunning. That is so beautiful. What a an interesting shift from the well-known opera piece, which I cannot remember the name of, into the actual song. Very different, obviously. He's definitely got a beautiful voice. And then just to talk a little bit about what we're seeing here, some very assured filmmaking. So we're seeing a lot of beautiful camera movement, and it's all looking very crisp. And the color grading again here looks really beautiful. We have all these beautiful warm tones, which are contrasted with these really pale, cool lights, which are coming from outside. Like they probably have some lights positioned here. And or it might actually be daylight that they have some filters here on the window to make it look as if it's night. And you can see that all the shadows are fairly bluish. That's something that they achieve in the color grading. Very beautiful. And then as for his costume, looking really lush. Wow. And the hair also beautiful. And then the long nails, definitely feeling like this is an homage to the Michael Jackson videos for sure, which I think is really cool. And then we had this beautiful transition here where, you know, he's touching her and she closes her eyes here. And suddenly we transition to this space where it seems like she is interviewing him, which again is also giving me a little bit of like an interview with the vampire kind of vibe. So maybe he's like a count living in this mansion and he is actually a vampire. Very possible given the tone and the vibe of the video and like his costume and everything. So maybe that's where we're headed. But very beautiful so far.
Just a man in a man's world.
That just gave me goosebumps. What a different use of his voice. That's really cool. Um, Seemed like she was turning like drawing all these circles, and it really seemed like as if he was exerting some sort of compulsion on her. Again, really consistent with the idea of him being a vampire. And then the pencil breaks in her hand, and then we see the blood, which is also really cool because that sort of harkens back to the umbrella that we saw. So that could be considered almost like a thematic tonal foreshadowing in the video. Really beautiful. And again, all of the lighting is extremely cinematic. So usually when you hear people talk about cinematic, yes, the camera certainly has a part to play in that, but nowadays any camera can basically shoot cinema quality. Like my camera essentially, which I'm using to shoot these really sort of basic YouTube videos, I use it also to use cinematic short films. But essentially, what is so special about what makes something truly cinematic is the lighting, because that's something that your average, YouTuber, vlogger, whatever, like creative on the go person doesn't really have the budget for or the time to really pay a lot of attention to. So you can really tell that they had a good gaffer here, and that's the person that is working with the director of photography to set up all of these lights and make sure that it's all looking good in camera. So really beautiful work there. And then the blood, which is really contrasting very nicely with the blue. And then we see him with the nails again, really beautiful. And then I absolutely adore this shot here. I love the symmetry of it. Again, we see the red here in the background, and we have this contrast between the warm lights and the cool tone here, the more blue. And all of the light just looks really, really lush and beautiful. And his costume also, like, I love that. It's so gothic looking, and the arms are really cool, almost makes him look like a Hindu god. Definitely feeling very powerful here.
Making a name, it easy these days. But when I come home to your sweet love, you're my slice of heaven. I got my right or die in my arms all night. Not gonna lie, it hurts sometimes when I am feeling alone on this side. Not gonna lie, I come back to life when I've got you. You are my God, try to heaven.
I'm so excited that it actually turned out to be vampires. Maybe it was really obvious, but I feel like they really led up to that reveal pretty beautifully. And he has all of these stunning women who also, like, their costumes, the dresses that they're wearing, the hair, the makeup, looking absolutely beautiful. And this long table. And then they're all sitting and they're going to be eating at this long table, which is really interesting. Oh, I love this one specifically. Like, that is so cool. Look at that color. Yeah, they're all looking absolutely stunning. So I'm guessing that our main character, the blonde girl, is kind of our the latest victim here. What a fascinating space also. Does anyone know where this was shot? I wonder if this I don't think that this mansion is actually that we saw the exterior of. I don't think that that's where they actually shot it. Usually, often anyway, they will shoot it at a different location. So we see this beautiful interior here, but it could be that it was at the same place. But it's a very stunning, stunning location and beautiful set here for this video. It's very fitting. And then we have a very marked tonal shift here where the entire screen becomes red. And so I'm guessing this indicates a shift and maybe her also taking the plunge, if you will, and actually, accepting her fate of becoming a vampire as well. So let's see if that's actually where it leads to.
You make it
before the reveal. There's some interesting things going on here, right? So I'm really enjoying the song, by the way. It's very nice. Love the little guitar solo there as well. Just very, very nice. And I just wanted to say is that now I'm starting to think maybe differently, that maybe she isn't going to be his victim, but maybe it's going to be the other way around. It's kind of fascinating. I'm not entirely sure yet, especially now that they've started dancing, that maybe they're gonna switch it around and maybe she's actually the predator. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's what's gonna happen, but we'll see. Really loving that she's wearing white. It's a common trope. A trope is like a recurring thing. It's a in film and stories where the woman in white is basically supposed to present purity, virginity, etc., and innocence as well. So perhaps that is sort of like a false foreshadowing where she looks like she's so innocent, but instead she's actually the predator. I don't know if that's what's going to happen yet, but based on sort of like the cinematic language that we're seeing here, I wonder if that's maybe where we're headed. Just overall, just some beautiful shots. Just stunning in the way that they use this space and the way that they position the camera here with this pillar here and the pillar here, and it gives such depth to the room, which is really important in cinema, making it look, big in scope. And we have these beautiful harnesses, and just all of the color grading is so beautiful. It's almost purple toned, the shadows here with it's very soft. So the lighting here is just very gentle, and it's beautiful blue lights with these warm lights here in the background and the candles and everything. It makes it look very romantic. And then the tonal shift, right, happened after we had this her plunging in the water. But we now also have this space where we have very different colors. So I do feel like this and her dancing here was also an indication like, okay, the story is actually changing and we've misdirected you a little bit with this beautiful purple, and we had some like teals, and this door frame is almost what it looks like, is changing lights as well. And I really love the look of this. Like I love these types of lights. It's reminding me a little bit of The Neon Demon, actually, which is a relatively obscure film, I guess, by Nicholas Winding Refn. Elle Fanning plays a model, and she also actually has a turn towards being a predator by the end. So perhaps that's why, again, like that idea for me is like, oh, there's gonna be a switch is happening in my mind. So let's see if that's actually what happens. All right, they start their dance. I don't want to go too far ahead. Let's take a look. Love these different lights now.
You are my gateway to heaven. I have renewed in my life, my love. Oh, my baby, you are the best thing to happen. I got an itch of the flame towards you. Won't you give me single thing I never really said the day. Make it all worth it, baby.
I was totally off. That's a bummer. I mean, I loved it, but also like I'm she wakes up and it was all a dream. And of course, she, lifts the newspaper, and we see that she was the reporter of this exclusive interview with the vampire. And this may or may not have actually happened, maybe. It's sort of what they're trying to say is like, oh, she wakes up and it's all a dream, but was it? I would have also liked her to be the evil one, and maybe that's because I was thinking of the Neon Demon that I thought that that was what was going to happen. It didn't happen. Regardless, really, really cool video. Really enjoyed that very much. Just a stunning look and just beautiful. And let's take a quick look at the credits. Oh, I had hoped that maybe in the credits it would say where it was shot. This was really quite stunning. And as you could see, it was quite a big crew too, which you could tell from it being just such a beautiful, really cinematic looking video. And specifically also just wanted to call out the DOP, which is the director of photography, also often called the DP, and the gaffer here, who I think together just made something that looked just really, really slick. Then again, of course, none of that is achieved if what you're looking at, what you're actually filming doesn't also look cinematic. So the set dressers, the hair makeup, all those people that were listed after, just top-notch work. Really, really beautiful. So excellent video. Really, really enjoyed that. Thank you so much for recommending Dimash. And if there's any other videos you think I should be covering, I know there's another one that a couple of people have also mentioned, but I thought I'd start with this one. One final question for you, or the fans. What is small? Because I saw that in the video as well, in the intro as well as the outro, where she's driving in the Rolls Royce. What is that? It looks like it's a partner, but I'm curious. So let me know. Let me know what you think of the video. This is, if there's anything that I missed, it's possible that I missed like Easter eggs or some other stuff. And if there's any movies that it made you think of, I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet. I also have a Patreon where you get early access to my videos as well as exclusive access to some videos that I'm not sharing anywhere else, as well as some more stuff that's yet to come. And yeah, this was great. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.